Once again, it's nice to be back to you, especially to my 21st century students. And this particular moment, we are now in module 4, which is entitled In an Ocean of Emotions, Philippine Drama. We believe that when we encounter Philippine drama, they are really something that could display who we are as Filipinos. And we are very lucky because we have talented script writers. Not only that, we have also poets and short story writers and authors. Okay, let's now proceed to a little bit history of Philippine theater. So the history of Philippine theater, it says there that the Philippine theater, like any other genre, began during the pre-colonial indigenous drama. Okay, when we say pre-colonial indigenous, this is the time wherein our conquistadors or our conquerors were not yet present during those times. So this constitute, so what are these pre-colonial indigenous drama? We have the rituals, we have the verbal joust or games, and songs and dances praising their respective gods. Because long before, they don't have still knowledge about who God is. And I would like to thank the Spaniards for introducing to us the faith, our faith in Jesus Christ. Okay, with the entrance of Spaniards, indigenous dramas were changed into, so when our conquerors, especially the Spaniards, came in already here in the Philippines, they changed our indigenous dramas into 2 categories. And the first one, as it's being reflected in our screen, we have the comedy, or in Tagalog, Comedia. And the second category is Zarzuela, or Zarzuela in Tagalog. So these were dramas that were used to capture the imaginations and hearts of the Filipinos, whom the Spaniards have just colonized. And Zarzuela, another thing for Zarzuela is it provides entertainment. Okay, and we believe that Zarzuela is one of the famous entertainment back then during the Spanish times, as we have studied in the first module of this subject. And the third one, these also served as the teaching tools for the religion that they brought with them, which is what? Christianity. Okay, before stage plays, okay, we have also pre-dramatic forms in Philippine theater. We have the loas, declamaciones, and oraciones. Declamaciones or declamation, and oraciones or the oration, like what we are doing during what do you call that? English Week. So it involved one person and were not as dramatical as a stage play. So if we are to compare oration, it's not that really dramatic. Okay, this loas, declamaciones, oraciones involved only one person compared to stage play, which consists of many characters. And they are done during the arrival or installation of a holy relic in the country before. Okay, when they say holy relic, these are like church or even monument or even cross. Because as far as my history knowledge is concerned, actually when these Spaniards came here in the Philippines, they go around the islands. And when they already went there, so they are to build a monument like a cross in order for them that when they visited once again that particular place, it means that they have already visited and made friends with the people there. So just a bit of history. And let's come now to the Comedia. So Comedia developed into different kinds. Okay, there are different kinds of Comedia or comedy. The first one is the Moro Moro. So most popular, which are plays that depict the lives, loves, and wars of Moors and Christians. Moors is another term for Muslims. The second kind is the Comedia de Capa y Espada. This is a secular comedy. When you say secular comedy, so they can talk anything else. They can talk anything under the sun. Okay, but when you say Comedia de Santo, these are religious comedies, and these two were indigenized by the Filipinos. When you say indigenized, they localize it. Okay, they embrace it, and they have used it using the local way. Some of these comedies are still found. That's found. It's not found. Found in the country, namely Parañaque City and Iligan City. Okay, Iligan is somewhere in Mindanao, and Parañaque, it's just I think in Manila. Okay, so these are still these comedies are still present in our country, wherein they are being displayed in Parañaque and Iligan City. We have also Zarzuela. This is a type of theater that is musical in nature. It is both spoken and sung. So if you could remember the Miss Saigon, or the other one is the musical one, it's the Les Miserables. Okay, so those are examples of Zarzuela these times. Okay, and we have the Jugar con Fuego. So, which is translated in English as Play with Fire, and this is written by Francisco Asjo Barbieri in 1855. So the first Zarzuela in the Philippines was staged in 1878 or 1879. Okay, so that is Jugar con Fuego. It's the first Zarzuela staged in the Philippines between 1878 to 1879. We have also Junto al Pasig, which is written by our very own Dr. Jose P. Rizal's Dr. Jose P. Rizal, and this was staged in 1880. Okay, we have also this name Teatro Zorillia. Okay, it's not Guerrilla, okay? It's Teatro Zorillia. This was inaugurated as the home of Zarzuela and called it the Zarzuela. Okay, instead of the major term or the original term Zarzuela, since we indigenize it, we localize it, and then we call now as Zarzuela. It became a mix or music, prose, dance, dialogue, and a discussion of contemporary subjects. Okay, when we say contemporary subjects, these are the things that are happening right now. Okay, so before maybe they talked about what, corruption maybe, but today we have really many issues to solve. Okay, and we can include them as themes for Teatro Zorillia as of these times. Okay, we have also this Rock of Ages. This is authored by Liza Magtoto. Its unprecedented success showed that Filipinos are still craving for plays that feature not only contemporary and important issues, but also fun, music, and dance. Okay, so at this moment, we believe that we are not just craving for something, what do you call that? Something that talks to love, like that. So when it is already when it involves already fun, music and bands, then that's a good thing really for Filipinos because we are really fun people, okay, party people, as they say. Okay, the Writer's Block. Okay, Writer's Block is a playwrights group has been inviting young playwrights to also have their unpublished plays staged in a professional setting, namely the Cultural Center of the Philippines or CCP. So CCP is found in Manila. I haven't visited yet that part, but I have seen its outside. Okay, that's the outside, the facade. Okay, I didn't enter yet there, but maybe after COVID, if there is time, yeah, I'll try to go. You could also visit it, by the way. So these playwrights have been annually staging the Virgin Love Fests. Okay. Virgin Lab Fest, this is an avenue of new playwrights to submit their plays and have them staged with professional directors, actresses, and props. Or just imagine, if you are the writer, then your favorite artists or actors and actresses will really be part of that stage play. Oh, what an honor, right? It attracts also a diverse group of audiences, and the plays that are part of it run to a sold out crowd. Oh, I can just imagine if one of my, like for example, I have written a script and it was published, and then my favorite artist would do this thing. So, and it will run to a sold out crowd. Oh, that's really an awesome thing. Okay, another example of what do you call this? Stage play or a script is The World is an Apple. It is not really written in our book. It was written in the other book, the first edition by Alberto Ferrentino. Okay, we have the characters, Gloria, Mario, and Pablo. Actually, this is really a very, very wonderful interpretation of what life is, especially in Manila. It's all about really a poor family wherein they would submit themselves to crime just to really exist, just to live. Okay, but that is not really what Gloria wants to their family. Okay, she really fought for good things to happen, but Mario, her husband, really want to go with Pablo with that thing. Actually, if they could have really a good life, then Mario would not submit himself to the thing which is was being which was being suggested by Pablo to do. But since their life was not that good enough, that's why Mario didn't have any choice but to commit mistake in his life, which is being helped by Pablo. Okay, you could also visit actually that particular script in the first edition if you have time. And then another one, which is listed in our book, is the adopted healthy baby. Maybe you're thinking, what's this healthy baby? Is it really an infant, a child? Okay. Or maybe you're thinking of someone who is really dear to you, like your boyfriend or girlfriend, perhaps. Okay, I will be elaborating it later on. If who is that adopted healthy baby? Is it an infant, a child, or once young, or a teenager, something like that? So we will be answering that question later on. And this adopted healthy baby is being authored by Layeta Bukoy. So Layeta Bukoy is a multi-awarded playwright who has won 5 Palanca Awards for Elias Innocentes in 2007, Doc Resurrection, Gagamutin ng Bayan in 2009, and El Gallo Disignon in 2011. Wow, it's a multi-awarded playwright. So what a brilliant and healthy mind she has, really. And in 2015, so she was able to publish this script, The Adopted Healthy Baby. Okay. There are also teleplay category in. She has also staged many plays, adaptation, and children musicals such as Walang Kukurap. You can read it in your book, Uod, Butete at Simirna, Melanie, and Principe Munti, which is an adaptation of The Little Prince. She teaches theater and writing at the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, where she is also a university artist. Wow. Okay. So actually, the adopted healthy baby has only two characters. Okay. Some of the characters were really that they're not really important. Okay, they're just part in accomplishing the script. So we have Mila, late 50s, a chemistry professor. We have also Howell, late 20s, chemistry assistant professor, very fat, and he's somewhat a gay. Okay, and the adopted healthy baby was being introduced with a setting wherein Mila and Howell was really exchanging conversation with each other. Okay, and as you go on with the flow of the script or the story, the script, uh, okay, we'll try to answer who is the adopted healthy baby. It's really Howell. Okay, Howell was really the adopted healthy baby. Maybe you are questioning why Howell is the adopted baby. Okay, and there's a really a term of healthy there. Okay, so it is somewhat related to the characteristic of Howell, which is very fat. Okay, as a healthy baby, it somewhat displays his feature as a healthy baby. Okay, it's not yet really the implication of the adopted healthy baby. Actually, as we go on with the story, Howell was not really, he felt himself that he was not really that good or that bright ones compared to the other babies of, yeah, I'll try to find. Okay. Do we have the name? Mendoza. Okay. Okay, Ma'am Mendoza. Actually, Ma'am Mendoza was the professor who really adopted Howell. Okay. Actually, in the first part, they were trying to argue about the stage play being suggested by their school administrators to really go, okay, so that they will go there so that they will have fun, and they were trying to argue what is really very important. Okay, they were actually, Mrs. Mendoza was already went already to the second life, or what we call, she already experienced death. Okay? She was nowhere to found in the story, but since she served as the mother who adopted Howell. Okay, so she is actually in the story. The conflict was Howell was trying to get, okay, was trying to get the key. Okay, was trying to get the key to Mamila, or the, yes, Professor Mila, because like what she says, she had said in the script, she was handling the key. Okay, and then she doesn't want to give it to Howell. Actually, Howell has this study about, what do you call that? Let me, Okay, she was trying to introduce a study. Okay, and it is about oh, can't find it. Okay, it's all about okay, evaporations of presence. Okay, since they are in the chemistry line, so his study was all about evaporations of presence. And Howell really needed that study of Mrs. Mendoza. Okay. But according to the script, Professor Mila doesn't want to give it to Howell because that is plagiarizing. But Howell was promising that he will still include Mrs. Mendoza or Professor Mendoza as one of the co-authors of his study, so that actually he really needed to publish a book because he wanted to preserve his position in that particular university. Okay, so that is one of the requirements from that university, that if you are really a professor or assistant professor, you really need to publish a book or even attend universities outside the Philippines, like Mamila. Okay, she studied abroad, and there is one requirement in order for them to be retained in their particular positions. That's why Howell was really that he persevered to get that particular key in order for him to somewhat add to the information he had for his his book about evaporations of presence. And of course, you can have I have already read this, I think, okay, almost 8 pages. So you better scan it also for yourself to understand what I am expounding here. So that's all about the adaptive healthy baby. So it's not really the characteristic, it's not the physical appearance of Powell, but he has really that big heart according to the script. Okay, healthy baby, it's not the outward appearance that he has because he is really a fat guy, but really he has a good heart. Okay, so from that alone, gay, which somewhat related or connected to happiness. So he really served Mom Mendoza. Okay, that is why he was adopted as a healthy baby. So it's not the physical appearance, but the good heart he has for his co-workers, co-teachers, especially to Ma'am Mendoza. Okay, that's all about the thing. Okay, but if you could read the whole thing, then you will be inspired really to write a script. Okay, to reflect upon the script, do you post family-related conversations, photos, and information on your social networking accounts? Why or why not? What do you think are the repercussions of doing so? Okay, like for example, you have a good convo with your parents, good convo with your friends. So you screenshot it and then post it online. So is there really a good thing out of that thing? Okay, it's up to you really to decide whether you post everything online. Okay. So in doing creative presentation of a play, so these are the process, are the stages. So similar to how a poem is meant to be recited out loud, a play is meant to be staged and performed. Despite staging an amateur play, there are still processes to it that you must follow. And number one, which is listed there, is find a play. So where can you find a play? You can go to the library, old school books, or even the internet to look for a play. Then after that, you may stage one act play. Okay, one act play could it's not really for hour, okay, for an hour, but less than hour, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. That would be a good thing. And the second one is find a group who you want to work with. It's really important that when you want to stage a play, you have also people or classmates whom you can work on with them, especially if they are really into acting. Like here in our institution, we have with Ma'am Alpha, we have established that what do you call that? The NELAC, the entablado. Okay, so as of now, we can't really get along with that because of the pandemic. But you should find a group who you want to work with, especially they are into stage play as well. Number three is assign specific tasks to each of your group mates. Make sure to not over assign or under assign tasks. Assign them to those who think they are best in particular tasks. Okay, assign a thing or a role wherein they are very good in it. Okay, number four is make a timeline of what you want to accomplish. So it is really important that you have your timeline. For example, this week or this day, you have to cover this thing, the other day, until you proceed to the stage play itself. And number five, stick to your plan. Okay, if in case something goes wrong with your plan, always have a backup plan or plan B. Okay, and then number six, finally, enjoy the presentation. It is also recommended that you give your audience an evaluation sheet so that you know what you can improve for the next presentation. You can research an example of an evaluation online. So for our essential learning, before I end, Philippine theater takes its roots from pre-colonial and colonial history. It has been shaped by the various influences of what people think constitute entertainment, with the rituals, songs, dances, comedy, drama, and so much more. From here, local theater has evolved to be the form it is today, a modern way to present and mirror Philippine society on the stage. You should also acknowledge that theater has played a big part in Philippine literature, for it is in the dramatization of these written works that the general audience are rich and enlightened about current contemporary issues that they are experiencing as of this particular moment in history. Plays are largely historical in that sense. They portray the current struggles and triumphs of the Filipino people at this specific time, era, date, and event. Plays can be reminders of your history and more. Plays can awaken the consciousness of the Filipino people of what is happening around them, how they can participate in it, or what they can do about it. So let us always remember that we have really a big God. Okay, so he is really the author of history compared to Herodotus, because it is being stated in Revelation that he is the Alpha and Omega, which is translated as the beginning and the end. So whom you could trust about your history? Only God, to whom you can trust your history, because he knows your beginning and your end here. And what he is really trying to ask for each one of us is to do our role effectively and efficiently. Okay, because we are this world, yes, this world is a stage play, and each of us has the role to do, and that is, of course, to inspire and to present to the people the gospel. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that we have a good time expounding things about drama. Okay, this is how we do it, and I think that we are all blessed with this presentation. Goodbye and God bless.